Jermaine Brody, he works, actually he's in this department. He runs this stuff. He's worldwide. He's been in Toastmasters, I think, for about 2.5 years now. Oh, about a year and a half? About a year and a half. And he's one of our speakers. He is a competent communicator, which is actually a certification that you get when you join Toastmasters. So if you join Toastmasters, the city pays for it, you show them that you are a competent communicator. This is what they paid for. Thank them, we appreciate it. It is a recognizable certification throughout, anywhere. Through your job, when you go interview. People find out you're part of Toastmasters, they're willing to put you on the top of the list. They're willing to invite you to the next meeting. They're willing to put your application above someone else who even probably got a degree, because they know the potential of an employee, a worker, a person who is involved in Toastmasters. And Jermaine Brody is going to show you that through his speech. So let's give a warm welcome to Jermaine Brody right now.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
So, today's speech I want to discuss what is called overcoming adversity. And with this speech, I want to focus on 4 areas that I believe that a lot of people, no matter your race, no matter your sex, no matter your origin, or what have you, is that you will deal with economic adversity, physical adversity, spiritual or mental adversity, or social adversity. And so, the point of this is that I'm a person who had to overcome adversity. And just as a foundation, I moved to Richmond, Virginia when I was 3 years old with my mother. We lived in a battered women's shelter, me and my sister and my mom. And, I lived in a single parent household, and it was hard, fatherless, and the challenges that theoretically always faced an individual born in these parts. It was something that I had to look to escape, because I had to deal with the stigma of, you're going to be like your dad, you're going to end up like everybody else. But I already knew I was different, just like a lot of people here. And so a lot of times we fall under stigmas that create adversity mentally. And so today I want to discuss some of those 4 areas of adversity. Economic, we all care about these areas such as our life, as far as our jobs, our welfare, our material wants, our material needs, and the things that we look to accomplish financially, financial goals for retirement. And so the adversity that we encounter is usually we may not make enough, or we're not able to get the things that we may want, but we usually can find that we are able to cover our needs. Definition is difficulty or misfortune. One thing I've come to learn is that a difficulty or misfortune is only present until you overcome it. One way that I was able to break adversity in my life from the stigma of whether it was family, friends, or my cultural environment told me, was going to the Marine Corps. And to excel and to prove to myself. A lot of times the adversity that we are able to overcome is proving to ourselves that we can, we will, but we have the fortitude and the perseverance to do so. And so the second area of adversity I want to discuss is physical. This is the first time I've ever done this. I made note cards for myself. I never make note cards or write down my speeches. I like to just give them my inspiration. And usually the inspiration of a higher power, as we all know. And so physical, these are some of the areas for physical adversity. Nutrition, physical activity, supplements, stress or happiness, and rest. So you have to ask yourself, in your physical components, if you feel wear and tear, are these areas being addressed? Nutrition, proper diet, your vegetables, your proteins, your carbohydrates. Usually the body feels fatigued because it's lacking something. Have you had enough nutrition to stimulate your body throughout the day to give it the energy it needs to be produced? Physical activity. One of the things I say is that when you burn energy, it creates energy. So physical activity is very important to the human makeup, because if we don't maintain a certain muscle density, a certain level of flexibility, or a certain level of just energy levels, you'll notice over time your body begins to drag down, get slower, and you wonder, what can I do to speed it up? Well, usually exercise isn't always easy when you start it, but over time it gets easier. Supplements. This is one of my favorite things because I kind of figured out this area just in a whim by my own trial and error. And it deals with vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. And a lot of you may not know this. Your vitamins, it deals with your vitamin A, vitamin C, which is a cellular makeup. So you have these areas that target your cells. Then you look at minerals, such as magnesium, zinc, aluminum. They sound like metals. These are metal components in our actual physical body as well. Fibers. If you notice, fibers are in threads. Fibers also make up the fiber of our skin, believe it or not. So fiber is important to the strength, the dexterity of your skin cells, and the strength that they produce. And so if you combine all of these areas, you'll find that you're able to live a healthier lifestyle just by purchasing or getting certain supplements that promote your life. In previous times, people lived a more earth-rich diet, where now we're living with more processed community, high speed, where we don't have the luxuries of getting the proper nutrition that we always want or should, where usually it costs too much. But then it goes into the economic adversity. How do you supplement and how can you actually get those things? The next area, stress and happiness. What are your stress? Do you have a lot of stress? Are you carrying a lot of weight? Are you burdened by a lot of things, which counteracts your happiness? Here's a tool that I give you, and this is something I've learned. It's from a subject of Stoic philosophy from Marcus Aurelius, a former emperor of Rome, around 326 AD. A lot of you know from the movie Gladiator. And the Stoic philosophical thought is this: do not tend to focus on people or the exterior situations that you can't control. Focus on your own soul and your mental capacity, the things that are within your control. And you'll notice that you will control your happiness and your joy in your life. Understand there are things that happen outside of our control that we can't handle or manage, but we must understand those things are exterior from who we are. And those people, they also have to work out all their salvation with fear and trembling as well, just like us, right? The next point, I want to go to your spiritual and mental. I say that because the Greek word for soul is psyche. A lot of you may not know that where you get psychosis, psychology, psychiatry. It deals with the management of the soul, or the mental thinking faculty within your body. Areas of this that I think are problem are knowledge, obtaining knowledge. Are you actively obtaining new knowledge? Knowledge that causes you to be more vigorous in the things that you're looking to accomplish? Knowledge that allows you to accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish. For example, we all get jobs. We all say we want to be this, be a firefighter, be an accountant, what have you. But, for example, my strength is in finance. But I understood just by me knowing finance, it would not give me the advantage of what I want. I must develop my finance with certain certifications, which proves my skills to be more advanced. And we all do that in different ways. For example, in public health. Anybody here in public health? Are there certifications that give you more an advancement in your career path? There are. And I'm sure it's likewise in most things, in gas distribution and construction technician. So if you take more control over yourself and what you seem to be adversity, you'll find that you can actually overcome adversity with fortitude and willingness. Also, what is your thought process? Do you have a positive thinking pattern or a negative thinking pattern? Because whatever you develop, it will perpetuate throughout the day and throughout the course of that week. So if you have a negative thought based on a fear, what can or can't happen, even though it hasn't happened, why are you putting yourself in fear and that stress when it hasn't even happened or might not even happen? Can you all kind of see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when we see something that could happen, how many of us get fearful or thinking the worst before anything has even arisen from that situation? So why not switch that thinking to, okay, if that situation can possibly happen, what can be my outcome to resolve it before it happens? Proactive thinking. And so with proactive thinking, it will lead you to be more successful. The next area is social and family. Are you producing friendships? Are you working to be a good friend? Are you in environments that stimulate your growth? Are you taking advantage of opportunities such as Toastmasters? Because it's not necessarily always about a social gathering to feel good about yourself, but it's also to put in some work. If a farmer doesn't sow seed, he will not have a harvest. If you want certain things, you must put in the work to overcome the adversity and obtain the goals and the outcomes. And so, by me having to overcome adversity, whether from childhood to my middle ages to even now at this point in my life, I know it's possible. And so my message to most people was that adversity only stands in your life as long as you allow it. You can change your life. You can change your path. You can take control. So why not start today? Thank you.